Hello everyone, this is Katherine Abraham, KT for the world of Twitter. I am also the world's first Tharoorian. I started Tharoorians for Change in the year 2012, back then as a law graduate and at that point only as an online initiative, which was basically a portal for young Indians across the globe to come together and share their ideas of India and the world and their ideas of a futuristic view for India. Now, in the process, we were told that we were the biggest fan club operating at that time, and we were not a fan club, so it kind of irked me off. And I had to change off the name to Progressive Indians for Change. Now, I was at the receiving end of a lot of hate mails, especially from friends who said that we want our badge back, we want to be called Tharoorians, and I was unfortunately helpless at the time. So, fast forward to 2019. And now I had a word with Dr. Tharoor again, and I decided that maybe we can really look at reviving Tharoorians for Change in an entirely different pattern. So this time around, we are launching as an online and an offline global social services networking volunteering initiative, I beg your pardon, and I would expect that if you subscribe to the values, the principles, the ideologies that Dr. Tharoor stands for, I would definitely expect you to be a part of our little coterie. That said, our little coterie is spread in Philippines, that is in Manila. We have our base in the USA as of right now, as well as we are housed even in Australia. So for the moment, we are at least having a good online and an offline presence in different countries. In case any of you decide that yes, I am inspired enough and I want to take the lead in my own country and you're outside of India, please feel free to get in touch with me directly on Twitter, on email, and I'll be very, very happy to help you out. So just to put it in a minute, why Tharoor? So this is a question that has been literally following me for the last 8-9 years. So I said, let me just deal with it. Dr. Tharoor is my mentor, and I'm very proud to be one of those privileged few who actually have had the honor of meeting him, interacting with him, understanding what his principles are, reading his books up, and of course studying all his ideals really well. So there couldn't have been a better name. Now, apart from this, apart from him being an inspiration to this entire initiative, I must say that my cause is also dedicated to the memory of my grandfather, who was a missionary with the Adventist community, and he fought his entire life for the underprivileged in different ways. He opened a public well in deep south, that is Kanyakumari, where we hail from, and he was at the receiving end again of a lot of flack because since we come from the higher strata of society back then, he was told that this was not really approved and approvable because we could not share our water with people from the underprivileged classes. Nonetheless, he did exactly what he wanted to do, and he made it a public well. He donated a part of our land to the underprivileged, and that's how this entire cause also draws inspiration from his works as well. And given that today is a very special day because today is also the 3rd of November and his birth anniversary, I dedicate my entire initiative to the man who started it all for me in my life. Coming back, Dr. Tharoor, why again? He is a humanitarian, and he is one of those Indians who have proved himself at the global as well as at the national level, and he is one of those Indians who is also a very, very relevant voice in the global sphere for India. So that's it. Let me very quickly introduce you to our 3 initiatives. There is a long-term initiative that you can be a part of. So this is 1 year upwards. We would expect you to join us online, offline on all our initiatives. And the essence of this one-line social services network would be that while you are volunteering with us, you would be also mentored, you would be trained to do different things. So if, say for example, you are a student, you want to contribute to teaching some underprivileged children, we would actually train you before you go ahead. And Please remember that the only reason that we are expecting a lot of ground level support volunteers that we are looking at is because we are not expecting money from anybody for now. And we are very clear about it because every single NGO, please remember, gets associated, gets registered, goes forward, goes to an investor, tables a proposal, all of that happens. And then again, there's a fair element of uncertainty that this proposal may get rejected. So I decided that when I would start my own initiative and thereafter my organization, I would do it slightly differently. I would first prove my mettle as a person, as a volunteer, as a humanitarian. I would make sure that my team works towards helping and uplifting and empowering certain sects of society before we then went forward, registered ourselves proudly, and added that bit as credibility to anyone who would want to thereafter associate with us. All of this said, the other initiatives that you can decide, especially if you're a student, I would encourage you strongly join our short-term initiatives, which are basically 3 months and 6 months initiatives, where you will also get a certificate of recognition and participation. And finally, there is the one-time stint, which is something very unique in our organization and in our initiative. Is basically we tell you, you decide what you want to do, and you let us know that this is how I want to do it. So this could be a social service thing, it could be something related to art, and you would want to use it as a therapy, you want to use dance as a therapy, you want to use something else as a therapy. So we're looking at mental health issues as well. So if you want to contribute there, you want to contribute in some other way, you want to build your own network, please let us know, and we will help you to the best of our capabilities and abilities so that you can get your initiative and your own short-term stint with us. Last but not least, I take this opportunity to thank every single member who has been working relentlessly with me, especially Vanessa from Kochi, who is literally, like a backbone for me, because every time I need help, she's always there. My mom, my dad, of course, they've always been supportive of every single initiative I've undertaken, and this is by far the largest that I am heading. So yes, thank you to both of them. And apart from that, of course, a special thanks also to the volunteers who've already associated with us. You'll be very happy to know that we do have some volunteers already with us, and they were very excited and they have put in their commitment. Please remember that the motto of our entire initiative is conscience above convenience, because we believe that the only time that you need to be a slave is when you are dealing with your conscience. So the only masters for us are our conscience. Through talent, not money. We want your talent, we know you're talented, and we assume that you would want to do your bit. So it doesn't matter whether you have 1 hour a week, 2 hours a week, you want to give it some time in the month, just let us know. We will prepare a schedule exclusively for you. We'll do that for you, okay? And finally, through talent, not money, for service, not fame. Please remember, as I keep saying this again and again, we are not a fan club. We are a social services network. We want you to volunteer with us. We want to make a difference, not just at a local and a national level, but also at a global level. So we are looking at different campaigns. We're looking at an essay contest that comes up today, and we're looking also at a clothes and a books donation drive, where we will be donating these books to the flood affected areas of Kerala where they've lost their libraries. So we'll be dealing with that. And going forward from here, I must say thank you to our legal head, Advocate Anuj Shah, who also happens to be a dear friend from my college days, and he has given us his office, and we've started our permanent legal aid center there. So in case you know someone who is in need of legal aid, or who cannot really afford to pay for court costs, please get in touch with us, and we'll try our level best to help you out. We also have an energy analyst on board. We are highly representative because we have men, women, students. We also have representation for the specially abled, because one of our mentors is also specially abled and he will be into our training departments. And we also look at helping people who are wanting to do a lot for society, but for some odd reason, maybe lack of time, lack of drive, we want you to come, we want you to get inspired to do your bit for Tharoorians for Change, and of course for the world at large. Please remember that whatever we're doing right now, we're doing it because we believe that we can create that difference. We don't want to get into preaching, we don't want to get into teaching, we want to get into doing. And as a teacher, I strongly believe that the only way you can teach somebody is to do it yourself. So this is the world's largest DIY project. This is the world's largest social services cause, which does not require you to put in anything except for your time and talent. And last but not least, please remember that we appreciate every little effort. It's not like you can't associate with us for 1 month and not be there in the next. We understand that you are busy. We understand you have your own commitments, and therefore, if you can just give us a heads up a little beforehand, we know that you're not going to be a part for that particular initiative. Most importantly, for parents watching this, please remember that we have opened our doors for 16 upwards students, and we need your parental consent on a form that would be sent to any student who is below 18 years of age. So please be kind enough to sign it up. We can be completely, you can be completely rest assured that this has nothing to do with politics. We have no political funding. We have no extraneous funding. We are doing it all by ourselves. So I look forward to working with all of you. I hope to meet all of you. In fact, I'm traveling to different parts of India, to the north, to the south in the next couple of months. I hope to meet a couple of volunteers even then. And last but not least, please think about it. Give it a serious thought. Let us know what your schedules are, and we'll make sure that you are not just a Tharoorian on Twitter. You're not just a Tharoorian for a name, and you're not just a Tharoorian for retweets and likes, but you're a Tharoorian because you believe in those ideals, those principles, those values, especially of liberalism, pluralism and soft power, which we will be through our initiatives promoting everywhere we go. So we'll be working with schools, colleges. We will also be working with the corporates as and when time requires it, and especially for our energy related causes. So I hope that pretty much answers every single question that has come to me. And I'm sorry to have taken up so much of your time. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for hearing me out. I look forward to associating with you, and please be a part of Tharoorians for Change. For those of you who are already a part of it, guys, let's just own this party. Thank you so much.